in the last 36 hours, we have been covered by ABC, Bloomberg, CBS, Fox, NBC, MSNBC, Politico, AP and their 1,200 locations, BuzzFeed, Reuters, Washington Post, The Washington Times, Univision, Telemundo, CNN, the Miami Herald, San Francisco Gate, the Dallas Morning News, Salt Lake Tribune, the Deseret News, and over 100 business journals across the United States. So, Mr. Governor, it's official, Mr. Governor. This is officially the largest gathering of Hispanic business leaders in American history in Salt Lake City. They said it couldn't be done. Before we begin, I'd like to thank Ricardo Barrientos and our friends at PepsiCo, one of the world's leading food and beverage companies with a total annual spend of $1.3 billion with minority and women-owned suppliers in this country. That's right, many of our members do work with PepsiCo. PepsiCo's supplier diversity program started over 30 years ago and is critical to their sustainable sourcing strategy. PepsiCo's commitment to the Hispanic market has never been stronger. From product to community to supplier to talent, they are focused on being locally relevant to meet consumer demands. Excitingly, they recently announced Deborah Rosado Shaw as the Chief Diversity Engagement Officer at PepsiCo. Deborah is a well-renowned entrepreneur and Latina business leader. For more than a decade, she's played a critical role establishing PepsiCo's relationships with minority business owners, and she's played a critical role in personally advising me. An example of PepsiCo's success developing Hispanic minority suppliers is their 30-year relationship with our very own Group O, as well as their partnership with Liberty Power, seated right there. Thank you, PepsiCo, for the great work you continue to do with Hispanic businesses in this country. Please help me thank PepsiCo. I also want to recognize our friends at the Ford Motor Company for being another true pioneer when it comes to supplier diversity. Get this, contracting with over 30 Tier 1 Hispanic suppliers. Can I please have a round of applause for the Ford Motor Company? Ms. Carla, God bless you. At the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, we like to pay tribute to those iconic Hispanic business enterprises that represent the very best of our community. Through the innovative, crucial, and growing contributions to our country's economy, Hispanic-owned businesses have become a national treasure, a proud chapter in the story of an America that was built, preserved, and renewed by immigrants and pioneers. When you consider what Hispanic businesses have achieved, it's evident why so many have characterized our community as a vital national resource. In fact, a study released by the Partnership for a New American Economy showed that Hispanic entrepreneurs helped our nation recover from the 2008 recession, the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. Between the years 2000 and 2010, the startup rate of American small businesses was in sharp decline. And this is a cause for great concern in a country that relies on small businesses to create 2/3 of all new jobs. So what did Hispanic business do during that tumultuous period? Let me tell you what we did. Hispanic business stayed the course. Determined and undaunted, we created 581,000 new enterprises during that exact same time period. Not only did we survive the economic downturn, we thrived in it. And what's even more remarkable, and no one else will tell you this, but what's even more remarkable is that if those 581,000 new businesses had not been created, the unemployment rate would have exploded to over 10%, and our recession would have become a depression. Ladies and gentlemen, no economist would have advised starting 500,000 new businesses right in the middle of a recession. But we chose not to let circumstances dictate our fate. That's not the Hispanic way, and that's certainly not the American way. Instead, that's right, you can clap for that one. Instead, Hispanic businesses helped put a floor on the financial collapse and supported our current path toward economic recovery. And today, there are 3.4 million Hispanic-owned businesses in this country that together contribute over $486 billion to our economy every single year. These businesses are growing at 3 times the national average and operate in every industry across our nation. That is our legacy. The Hispanic business community has secured a place in the story of America's economic renewal. Our page in this defining chapter will be studied for years to come, and future generations will learn and draw inspiration from what you have achieved. Indeed, it's through the work of our business members that our association enjoys a privileged vantage point on the world of commerce, whether it's in the halls of Congress, the White House, state capitals, or corporate headquarters. One philosophy guides our work. Negotiation, whether motivated by profit or politics, achieves its greatest success when we recognize that cooperation works better than conflict, that solidarity outlasts isolation, and that our differences will never outweigh our common interests. And nobody understands the critical interplay between private and public sectors more than the man I have the honor of introducing today. My friend, Utah Governor Gary Herbert. Those who know the governor understand that American business has in him a true champion. Far more powerful than his words are the actions of this remarkable leader. Governor Herbert's 4 Cornerstones plan has made Utah one of the nation's fastest growing economies, and its 4 principles are frankly incredibly simple. First principle, invest in education. Last year, Governor Herbert announced an additional $261 million towards education, sending 13,000 new students to public schools in this state. Second, improve Utah's energy infrastructure. Governor Herbert initiated a 10-year energy plan that's focused on maintaining low energy prices, investing in new energy technology, and collaborating. Imagine that. Collaborating with partnering states for research and for development. Third principle, create more jobs. Governor Herbert's efforts to attract corporate investment and facilitate small business ownership have made Utah the go-to state for job-creating small businesses. Since the governor took office, Utah's unemployment rate has dropped to 3.5%, one of the lowest unemployment rates in this nation. And the fourth principle, become self-sufficient. If I didn't know any better, I think this guy was Hispanic. I'm just saying. Governor Herbert has worked tirelessly to ensure that Utah has managing authority over its natural resources. As a result, Utah's emerging as a leader in natural gas, an abundant, clean, and efficient resource. Governor Herbert's policies have allowed Utah to consistently outperform the nation in unemployment, jobs, energy, and taxes. And to be very honest, if it weren't for Don Salazar and Gary Herbert, we wouldn't be in Utah today. So without further ado, please get on your feet and help me join me in giving a warm welcome to our friend and iconic American leader, Utah's Governor, Mr. Gary Herbert.
That, as mentioned, Monica mentioned it a little earlier, Labor. You need to have skills in the marketplace for labor. That's education. I cannot overstate the importance of education in our lives, particularly in the Hispanic community, where we have something common where high school diploma was probably a great achievement, is no longer adequate. There's post-high school necessities if you're going to compete in the marketplace today. Doesn't mean you have to have a full university degree, but a trade, a machinist, a mechanic, plumber, technician. Some of our trade schools are associate degrees. Many of them start at $60,000 and $70,000 a year in Utah with full benefits. So we have now a goal in Utah to have what we call 66 by 2020. By the year 2020, we want to have 2/3 of our student population that not only graduate from high school, but go on beyond high school and get post-high school education. So they can, again, line up with the demands of the marketplace and find good paying jobs. So education is a key issue. We also have a great labor force here in Utah because we speak 130 different languages. We really are a melting pot of cultures here, of people who have spent time living in other parts of the world, not only speak the language, but come back and understand the culture and also love the people. Consequently, our efforts in our international office of import-export business is again thriving better than about any state in America today because of our ability to interface with those outside of America's borders. We have a lot of great things going for us here in Utah, and I appreciate the Hispanic community being a big part of it. Utah is great for business. Steve Forbes has named us the best place in America for business in 3 out of the last 6 years.